Good evening and welcome to the home of the Eagan Wildcats. Swimming tag team. Tonight we are using against our guests, the Eastview Lightning. The Lightning are coached by Mark Collison, Eric Hogan, and then coach Carson Shoulder. And the captains are Eagan Mitch, Julia Husey, and Lincoln Joyner. Let's give our guests a warm welcome. Now, let's meet the hometown team, the Eagan Wildcats. Wildcats are coached by Chris Martin, Tyler Russo, and Diamond Coach Ian Carlson. Captains for the Wildcats are seniors Jacob Campbell, Louis Lacroix, Isaac Reds, and Brandon Simpson. Tonight's week is sanctioned by the Minnesota State High School League, and the officials for tonight are Mike Newman and Kyle Hayes. Please stand as you are able and wave your caps as Alex Torberg leads us with the singing of our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched, who so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red scarcely gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The program for tonight is listed on the record board in front of you on the wall. We'll start with the 200 meter relay. And then please follow along.
Hello everyone, welcome to Dakota Middle School. Today we have the Eagan Wildcats facing off the Eastview Lightning for some boys swim and dive action here. Today is December 12th, 2025, our second home meet of the 2025-2026 season. My name is Tim Shinian, bringing you along for all of our 24 events today. We're going to be starting off today with the men's 200-yard medley relay junior varsity. So this would be 4 swimmers in each one of these junior varsity events. Wildcats are going to be the only swimmers, lanes 1, 3, and 5. We're going to see the Wildcats in the odd lanes today, with being the home team. Even lanes for the away team of the Eastview Lightning. But as we mentioned, just Wildcats for the junior varsity event. Each swimmer will go down and back once. So as they get set to start here, we'll be waiting for the names.
In lane 1 for Eagan, Surface, Debris, Dutt, and Skinner. Lane 3 for Eagan, Bidersonov, Whiting, Siegler, and Meyer. And in lane 5 for Eagan, Young, Wynn, Schmidt, and Kozen.
So they got to go down and back once each swimmer, 4 swimmers each for the total of the 200-yard medley relay. This is the junior varsity event, lane 3 with a substantial lead so far. Looks like lane 5 currently in second, followed by lane 1. Mentioning this is the second event, home event, swim event of the 2025-2026 season. Last week, Friday, they had their home opener against Prior Lake. Just came up a little bit short. Prior Lake has 1 or 2 swimmers that actually broke a couple pool records last week, Friday. And Eagan definitely giving the team an overall challenge. A lot of second and third place finishes, but just was not enough to topple the Lakers of Prior Lake. So they're going to try to do that tonight here against the rivalry of the Eastview Lightning. As we now move on to our third swimmers, you can see lane 3 currently about a half a pool length over second place, and actually lane 1 currently closing in on that second place position. A fast turn there in lane 1 for our third swimmer. That's going to be Arusha Does. As lane 3 has their final swimmer, Mark Meyer. About a pool length distance over second place now, goes to lane 1. And then we can see in lane 5, our final swimmer is also coming in. So let's check in the time here. Lane 3 is going to get the victory here with a time of 2:11:35. Half a pool length left here for lane 1. He's going to finish second in this junior varsity event with a time of 2:26:46. So roughly about 16 seconds off the pace from the leader. And as lane 5 also finishes up at a 2:36:56. We'll be now moving on to our boys 200-yard medley relay varsity event. Once again, Wildcats in the odd lanes, Eastview Lightning in the even lanes. All 5 lanes will be used for this one. So Eastview only 2 swimmers in lane 2 and 4.
We're having a technical difficulty here. 1 moment.
Looks like they're trying to fix some things at the board right now, trying to restart the clock. We kind of saw some of this last week too. They were having some problems with the board. See if they can get this resolved quickly, and we can be moving on with our event number 2. got the scoreboard finished as we move on to the boys 200-yard medley relay varsity. As we mentioned, Eastview only in lanes 2 and 4 here. Eagan lanes 1, 3, 5. And it is dead even as we are on to our second swimmers here. Lane 3, lane 4. Lane 3 for Eagan, lane 4 for Eastview. It's going to be close to see who touches that board first. Looks like lane 3 might be ahead by about 0.2 of a second right now. And that jump definitely helped. You can see Eagan starting to pull away in the far side right now by roughly an arm's length, now a swimmer's length. Eagan jumps first there in lane 4. And trying to pull ahead from second place, Eastview, lane 5. I'm sorry, Eastview, lane 4. Coming to the finish line here. Let's see how they finish. Lane 3 for Eagan. It's going to get the victory at a 1:47.35. It's going to be close here at the end for a couple other swimmers. But second place is going to go to the Eastview Lightning at a 1:48.40. So roughly only a second or so off the pace from the leader. Third place is also going to go to Eagan at a 1:55.95. That close finish we were seeing between lanes 1 and 2. Lane 2 for Eastview got that victory. Only 0.3 of a second over that fifth place finish on lane 1 for Eagan. We're going to now move on to the 200-yard freestyle varsity event. Skipping a junior varsity for this one. So we'll be having all 6 lanes. Wildcats will be in the odd. And the Eagan Wildcats, the Eastview Lightning will be in the even lanes.
In lane 1 for Eagan, Jenkins. Lane 2 for Eastview, Pilot. Lane 3 for Eagan, Simpson. Lane 4 for Eastview, Rich. Lane 5 for Eagan, Chomp. And then lane 6 for Eagan, Iverson.
Similar to the last event, same amount of laps. However, there's no relay here. So each swimmer is going to go down and back 4 times total for this varsity event. Lane 2 currently in the lead. That's going to be for the Eastview Lightning. Closely behind lane 3. That's kind of a dead tie there. What a quick turn for Eagan there in lane 3. Let's see if he can catch up to lane 2. It's still dead even here as we come to what it looks like the finish line right now. Yeah, only about 0.2 of a second off from each other. Looking down the far side, we're all eyes right now. Lane 2, lane 3. I believe this is the final lap. I'm sorry, we got one more lap after this is lap 3. So they have one final turn. I got ahead of myself there. Lane 3 was picking up the pace, now about an arm's length over lane 2 of Eastview. And then in the third, lane 4, that is also Eastview. Eastview trying to push hard there, lane 2. This is going to be a close finish. It's going to come down to the reach at the end. It is going to be lane 3 with a fast time of 1:55.48. Second place is going to be Eastview. at a 1:55.68. And then in third place, we have a 1:58.34. That'll be in lane 4 for Eastview. So Eagan getting the top spot with Eastview coming in second and fourth. I'm sorry, second and third for Eastview in lane 4. So we now moving on to the junior varsity 200-yard individual medley. This will all be the Eagan Wildcats once again, lanes 1, 3, and 5.
In lane 1 for Eagan, surface. Lane 3 for Eagan, similar. Lane 5 for Eagan, done.
So the swimmers just have to go down and back 4 times, similar to the last event. However, we are going to have different styles of swim they need to do. Down and back. Pretty even right now for this junior varsity in lanes 1, 3, 5. Once again, all Eagan Wildcat swimmers. As we kind of go down the list, next will be our 200-yard individual medley for the varsity event. Then we move on to the junior varsity for the 50-yard freestyle. Those are 2 heats, all Wildcat swimmers. We move on to varsity, and then we have a couple more junior varsity events. However, and just looking over my sheet as in real time, it does not look like Eastview has any swimmers on any junior varsity races today. For the junior varsity, it does not count as points to the overall final score, but it gives teammates and swimmers a chance to be able to compete in a competitive setting. In talking with one of the swim coaches, I believe it was last year, they really pride themselves on this being a participation sport. That if you join swimming, you're able to compete against one another. And that is what the junior varsity is here for. So I believe we're on the second of 4 laps right now for all of our swimmers coming to the boards. Lane 3 in the lead by roughly about a half a pool length over second place in lane 5, and a full pool length over lane 1. So that's going to do it there for lane 3. He's going to finish there at a time of 2:37.36. Second place is at a 2:47.51, so a little over a second off the pace. Lane 1 now finishing up. He's going to have a time of 3:02.84, excuse me. Be now moving on to the varsity event of this. All 6 lanes will be used. Wildcats in lanes 1, 3, and 5. The Eastview Lightning lanes 2, 4, and 6. Down and back, they're going to go 4 times. Pretty even here for the top couple positions. On the first style of swim, lane 3 currently looks to maybe have a arm length's lead. Lane 4, though, catching up. a dead even turn between lanes 3, lane 5. That's Eagan in lane 3, Eastview lane 5. As they come to touch the boards, let's see who's in the lead between them. It's some synchronized swimming right there. Roughly a second difference right now. Lane 4 is leading lane 3. At least at that final stretch. Looks like this swim, though, is favoring lane 3 a little bit more. You can see center far screen of your camera, of your screen on the camera. Might be able to hear in the background, they're warming up for diving right now. Lane 3 currently in the lead. He's going to start his final lap. About a swimmer's length over lane 4. Definitely took the advantage off that one. Now leading by roughly 2 seconds over second place. Third place, at least a half a pool length behind in lane 2, so no competition here between these top two. And we're going to be seeing them come to the line here. Lane 3 is going to get that victory for Eagan at a 2:11.95. Roughly about a second and 8/10 off is the second place at 2:13.03. Third place will also go to Eastview at 2:23.03. And then fourth to another Eagan swimmer at 2:30.36. But now moving on to the 50-yard freestyle junior varsity. We're going to have 2 heats, 12 swimmers total, 6 each heat, all 12 swimmers from the Eagan Wildcats. Down and back, the swimmers are going to have to go once. Everyone's favorite event. So down and back, they're going to go one time. Lane 1 currently in the lead for this heat. Pretty good lead, by about 50 feet over second place. Second place is going to actually be pretty close here. It's going to be lane 1, lane 2, lane 3, lane 4, lane 5, and then lane 6. I don't know if I've ever seen this before in swimming. That the lanes they finish in is what they place. So lane 1 with a time of 27:37, lane 2 at a 31:41, lane 3, third place at a 32:36, fourth at a 33:71, fifth at a 37:60, and then our final swimmer on the lane 6 at a 47.97. We're now moving on to heat number 2 for this event. Once again, all Eagan Wildcat swimmers.
No, we have another heat of the junior varsity 50-yard freestyle.
Down and back, they're going to go. Lane 2 in the lead here, followed closely by lane 3. But lane 2 is going to get that victory to 25:40. That's a pretty fast time there for junior varsity swim. 27.87 goes to lane 3 for a second place finish. Lane 5 getting the podium at a 29.88.
Next event will be the varsity 50-yard freestyle.
So not a bad time. Couple seconds, handful of seconds off from the pool record there for a JV event. Be now moving on to the 50-yard freestyle for the varsity.
Then lane 1 for Eagan, August. Lane 2 for Eastview, Lane 3 for Eagan, Artois. Lane 4 for Eastview, Village. Lane 5 for Eagan, Erickson. Lane 6 for Eastview, Anderson.
These swimmers are going to be fast. It's going to come down to lane 3, lane 4. Let's see who's going to touch the boards first. Looks like maybe lane 4. No, lane 3. How about that for a time? 22.88, lane 3. Eagan's going to pick up the victory here, followed by the Eastview Lightning at a 22.99. So what is that, about 1/10 of a second off from the lead? Not bad. Third place is also going to go to Eastview. I'm sorry, to the Eagan Wildcats at a 24.52. And then followed by another Eagan swimmer at a 24.67 for a fourth place finish. We're now moving on to the diving portion of this evening. So we will hang tight here for a little bit as diving gets set up and judges get into the place, and we'll be right back. You're watching Eagan TV.
dive 201A, degree back dive straight, degree of difficulty 1.7. Starting round 2, Eagan, dive 202C, back 1 somersault tuck, degree difficulty 1.5. Mason, dive 202C, back 1 somersault tuck, degree difficulty 1.5. Eagan, dive 202C, back 1 somersault tuck, degree difficulty 1.5. Next dive, Eagan, dive 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, degree of difficulty 1.6. Mason, dive 103C, on 1.5 somersaults tuck, degree difficulty 1.6. 103C for 1.5 somersaults tuck. Eagan, dive 103B, forward 1.5 somersaults pike, 1.7. Dive 103C, forward 1.5 somersaults tuck, degree difficulty 1.6. Mason, dive 104C, forward 2 somersaults tuck, degree of difficulty 2.2. Eagan, dive 104C, forward 2 somersaults tuck, degree of difficulty 2.2. somersaults tuck. Degree of difficulty 2.2. Mason, dive 51-21 deep, forward, 1 somersault, 1 half twist, 3, degree of difficulty 1.7. Eagan, dive 401V, inward dive pike, degree of difficulty 1.5. Starting the last round, Evan, dive 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, degree of difficulty 1.6. Mason, dive 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, degree difficulty 1.6. And our last dive of the night, Ethan, 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, degree difficulty 1.6. The pool is open for warm-ups. Roughly 5 to 10. Feet first entry, please.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Dakota Eagan Middle School. Be moving on to event number 11 now, the boys 100-yard butterfly junior varsity event.
In lane 1 for Eagan, Meyer. Lane 3 for Eagan, Whiting. Lane 5 for Eagan, Surface.
Swimmers are going to have to go down and back twice doing the butterfly for this junior varsity event. All Eagan Wildcats are in this race, lanes 1, 3, and 5. We can see currently lane 1 with the lead, maybe a swimmer's length over lane 3, who's in second. About half a pool length, maybe a quarter pool length for third to lane 5. Lane 3 picking up some speed here, longer strokes, I don't know, but not as quick as lane 1 is going to be. It looks like lane 1 is going to get the victory at a time of 1:14.80, less than a second off from second place in lane 3 at a 1:15.72, and you can see in the far distance there, lane 5 finishing up right now. He's going to have a time of a 1:29.63. But now moving on to event number 12, that's the boys 100-yard butterfly for the varsity. 5 lanes being used. Eagan Wildcats in lanes 1, 3, and 5. Eastview Lightning lanes 2 and 4. Down and back, the swimmers are going to go twice. Looks like lane 3 with that early jump, or the quickest jump, I should say. He did not jump early. And he was kind of holding the lead all the way until we start the second lap. Fast turn there by lane 4. That is Eastview. And now trying to pull ahead. Let's see from the far lane who's turning first. Man, they're dead even there. Lane 3, lane 4. Crowd's going crazy. We're going to see who's going to get this victory. Lane 3, lane 4. Looks like lane 4 might be slightly ahead. And wow, lane 3 is going to get that at a 57.86 inches, if that. Over second place at a 57.92. So what is that? About 6/100ths of a second difference between first and second. Third place is also going to go to Eagan at 4 seconds off the pace from those top 2. But what a win there by the Eagan Wildcats. We'll be now moving on to the junior varsity for the 100-yard freestyle. This is going to be all the Eagan Wildcats, as we mentioned before swimming. All junior varsity events are going to be Wildcats today.
This is all Eagan. In lane 1, Converti, lane 2, lane 3, Erickson, lane 4, Brownish, and then lane 5, Doug.
Swimmers down and back twice they're gonna go. Looks like lane 3 and 4 currently the top 2. Looks like tied currently for third between first, second, and 5. No one in lane 6 right now. Lane 2 starting for everyone now. Let's see down on the far end who completes that turn first. Looks like it's going to be maybe an arm's length over lane 3. Crowd starting to cheer. Let's see if lane 3 can close this gap for the junior varsity event of the 100-yard freestyle. Doesn't look like he's going to do it. Lane 4 is going to get the victory here. A time of 56.56. Lane 2, second at a 57.82, so about a second off from the leader. Lane 2 is going to finish third at a 1:06.82. And then lane 1 is going to finish fourth at a 1:12.27, and lane 5 at a 1:16.29. We now move on to the varsity event for this event of the 100-yard freestyle. Once again, only 5 lanes to use, so Eastview in lanes 2 and 4, Wildcats lane 1, 3, and 5. So down and back, these swimmers are going to go twice. Let's see how they go. Looks like lane 3 currently in the lead by the turn. Second, dead even there between lane 2, lane 4. Let's see what it looks like down on the far end. Looks like lane 4 starting to catch up. Yeah, that's even now between lane 3, lane 4, lane 3, Eagan, lane 4, Eastview Lightning. Looks like Eagan starting to pull ahead there. After that turn in lane 3, Eagan going to get the victory at a 52.15, followed by lane 4 at a 52.35. So just 0.2 of a second difference between first and second. Then you're going to get a 53.63. So about a second and a half off from the lead there in lane 2 for a third place finish. So Eagan gets the victory there, and then to round out your podium, lane 4 and lane 2 getting second and third for the Eastview Lightning. Be now moving on to our longest event of this evening, the 500-yard freestyle varsity. So we're skipping the JV event for this. All 6 lanes will be used. We're going to have 4 swimmers from the Wildcats in lanes 1, 3, 5, 6. Eastview lanes 2 and 4. Swimmers will be going down and back 10 times total. Couple kudos given out by the PA announcer. Trying to see where we're at right now. I believe is that lane 4 is our current leader. We'll see down on the far end with the boards. Yes, lane 4 currently our leader, followed by lane 2 and 3. So lane 4, that's an Eastview swimmer, Pearson. And then lane 2, currently in second, Brian Stanky. So Eastview have a pretty good lead for your first and second over third place. Third place, lane 3, Ian Chong, as they just surpassed halfway in this 10-lap race. You can see at the far end, lane 4 just doing his turn, still the leader, about a half a pool length over second. Lane 2, and almost a full pool length over in lane 3. The bells ringing there for lane 4 for the Eastview Lightning as he completes his final lap. As he's now coming down to the finish there, lane 4. Let's see how he finishes here. Touching the board, he's going to get a 5:22.34 for his time today. Second place, also Eastview Lightning, their first 1-2 finish of this evening, 9:58. Going to be the second place finish, and third place is going to go to the Eagan Wildcats at a 5:39.81. See a couple more swimmers finishing up right now. Looks like lane 5 is going to finish fourth at a 6:01.02. I believe on lane 6 they still have one more lap to go, but lane 1 finishes in 5th and he's 6:11.26. Now we're just waiting for the swimmer on the far lane to finish up his swim. Once again, that's Nate Young in lane 6. There was no junior varsity swim for the 500-yard freestyle. He was the only one signed up at the time for junior varsity to do that, so they had that open lane, as Eastview only had 2 swimmers, lane 2 and 4. They had lane 6 open, so they tossed Nate in this varsity match. As now he finishes up, let's see what his time is. It's going to finish at a 7:02.04. Oh, I'm sorry, there's still one more lap that he has. So one more lap for Nate as he finishes his turn on the far side. The crowd for both teams, Eagan and Eastview, cheering on Nate half a pool length here. See the finish is going to be shy over, or just going to be right under 8-minute mark for this junior varsity swimmer getting a chance at varsity. He's going to get a time of 7:49.56 this evening. Going to now be moving right along. Event number 17 already of 24. We're going to be moving on to the boys 200-yard freestyle relay junior varsity. Once again, only 2 lanes will be used here, all Wildcats, lanes 3 and 5. Each swimmer will go down and back once, and they can do whatever type of swim they wish to do. As it has been tonight with all junior varsity events, it's going to be all Eagan swimmers. Eastview sending out all JV events tonight. Lane 3 currently in the lead by roughly 50 feet, and quick jump. I think there was some confusion by the swimmer there in lane 3. I think he did a turn, and as they transition, he almost got jumped upon by his teammates. Each swimmer only needs to go down and back once. Gets up and is all smiles. Transitioning now onto our third swimmer, lane 3. Now third swimmer, lane 5. And now our final swimmer, lane 3, now about a pool length separate from the lead there in lane 5. Lane 3 is going to pick up this victory by about a pool length, maybe a little shy of that. But not bad there for a junior varsity event at a 2:05.81. Lane 5 coming in. You can see him, the top frame of the picture, halfway down the pool. And for David there in lane 5, our fourth swimmer in lane 5, he's going to finish at a 2:28.62. We're now moving on to the men's 200-yard freestyle relay. Once again, 5 lanes being used. Eastview lanes 2 and 4 for this relay event. Just like the last event, each swimmer is going to go down and back once, 4 swimmers per lane. How about that jump? I don't know if you guys saw that. Lane 4 probably jumped off the platform 15 feet. Way farther than anyone else I've seen jump so far. He's definitely in the lead with that jump there, lane 4. Looks like close right now for lane 2. Close right now for position 2. That is lanes 3 and 5. Eastview over a half a pool length of a lead there, lane 4. He's going to probably wrap this one up, I believe. This is the final swimmer as he makes his turn on the far end for Eastview. About a half a pool length of a lead. And Eastview is going to get this victory in lane 4 at a time of 1:35.61. And it's going to be close there for second place. Looks like lane 3 is going to get that at 1:39.92. Followed by another Eagan swimmer, lane 5, at a 1:42.38. Not see who finished ahead of 2 and 4. Looks like they're going to need to get the stopwatch out for lane 2. He did not hit the board on coming to the finish. But another victory for Eastview in this event. Eastview, a small but mighty team. We've been seeing them since diving, getting a couple victories, good second and third place finishes. Just not too many people on their team not able to give a full roster of swimmers compared to Eagan.
In lane 1 for Eagan, Chef. Lane 2, or lane 3 for Eagan. In lane 5 for Eagan.
So this is the backstroke for the junior varsity. 3 Wildcat swimmers in this one, going down and back twice. Lanes 1, 3, 5. Currently lane 5 with the win. He kind of had a tough turn down at the far end, but leading his 2 teammates as he now begins his second lap. Looks like lane 5 is going to finish this one up as the winner at a 1:48.81. Then it's going to come down to lane 3 and 1. Looks like lane 3 is going to get the victory. Roughly about 20 feet over lane 1 right now. Half a pool length left there in lane 3. Lane 3 going to finish at a 2:15.12. And then lane 1. Couple more feet to his finish line. And he is going to finish at a 2:30.19. Great job to the Eagan swimmers there in the junior varsity of the backstroke. We'll be now moving on to the varsity event of this. All 6 lanes will be used. Eagan Wildcats, lanes 1, 3, 5. Eastview going to have 3 swimmers in this one, lanes 2, 4, and 6. First time we've seen 3 swimmers from Eagan, I believe, or I'm sorry, first time we've seen few since the 50-yard freestyle.
In lane 1 for Eagan, Wolf. Lane 2 for Eastview, Apple.
Down and back, they're going to have to go twice. Looks like lane 4, your current leader, but close between lanes 1, lane 4. Looks like lane 1 might have a little bit of a lead. Looks like some big fans there cheering on lane 1. He's leading right now by about a half a second over lane 4. Crowd is cheering. I'm sure lane 1 can see his fans on the right-hand side. We're going to see who's going to finish here. Looks like lane 4 will get the victory, but it's going to be close between lane 1. Lane 4 gets the victory at a 59.92, but how about that as a run for lane 1 at a 101.62. And then lane 3 at a 103.40, finishing third. Eastview Lightning getting another victory here in lane 4. Eagan Wildcats rounding out your podium in lanes 1 and 3. As we now skip event 21, as there's no swimmers, so we're going to be moving on to event 22. That's the 100-yard breaststroke for the varsity. Similar to the 50-yard freestyle we saw earlier tonight, the Wildcats will be in lanes 1, 3, 5, and 6. And then Eastview lanes 2 and 4. So doing the breaststroke down and back twice, these swimmers are going to have to go. Eagan currently in the lead there in lane 3, but hot on his tail, lane 4 by maybe an arm's length. And then it looks like third place, another Eagan swimmer there in lane 5. And that's going to be lane 3 going to get the victory here at a 105.87. And lane 4 and 5, a close finish between them. Lane 4 is going to get it at a 110.47. That's an Eagan swimmer. And then lane 5, also an Eastview swimmer, lane 5, finishing third at a 111.73. Only 2 more events this evening. We're going to now be moving on to the boys 400-yard freestyle relay junior varsity. So we have the junior varsity of this event and then the varsity. Wildcats will be the swimmers in all 3 lanes of this next event, lanes 1, 3, and 5.
Junior varsity 400-yard freestyle relay.
Our final junior varsity event this evening, lane 1 with a great jump. However, it looks like it combobulated and had to pause and adjust his glasses. It looks like he's still holding the lead right now. That's Mark Meyer. Watching though, lane 5 could be catching up to Mark. Once again, all Eagan swimmers in this final junior varsity event this evening. Coming down, we're going to see who's going to jump first. I think it's going to be close between lanes 1 and 5. Looks like lane 1's going to have a slight lead right now over lane 5. And actually, what a jump there by Eagan in lane 3. A rough transition there. Lane 5 looks like lane 3 is going to catch him. Dead even there for second at the turn. And kind of a slow turn there for lane 1. It's going to be within an arm's length all the way across in all 3 lanes. Good turn by both swimmers here on the near side as they start their final lap. Looks like lane 3 gonna be the leader after this swimmer. Now we're reaching halfway. Third swimmer jumps there, lane 3. Let's see who's currently in second. Gonna looks like lane 5 by just a foot or 2 over lane 1. Now about a half a pool length is the leader, lane 3. As swimmer 3 out of 4 in lane 3 completes his second lap. Lane 5 does his turn to start his second lap, as well as lane 1. Final swimmer jumps now. And now the final swimmer jumps there in lane 1. So we're now on our final swimmers. Let's just talk about what we have coming up here for the rest of the season when it comes to swimming. So we're back here already on Tuesday again as the boys swim and dive team, the Eagan Wildcats, are going to take on the Shakopee Sabres. Then we have a long holiday break before they have their next home meet. Very long, actually, all the way until January 30th. They will then take on the Burnsville Blaze. And that will be then our 5th and final swim event of the season. Last week, Friday, they kicked off their season against Prior Lake. Close finish on that evening, but came up a little bit short over Prior Lake. Prior Lake, a couple really strong swimmers with getting a couple pool records. Prior Lake did. Eagan, though, with a lot of second and third place finishes, only a couple points behind. So our last swimmer for the junior varsity is finishing now in lane 1. Lane 3 did get that victory at a 4:17:69. Lane 5 finished second at a 4:39:69. Lane 1 just wrapped up with a 4:57:66, about 40 seconds off the pace from the leader. Final event of the evening, the boys 400-yard freestyle relay varsity event. Down and back, the swimmers are going to have to go twice. Currently, lane 3, the leader, closely behind lane 4. And then for third, tied right now, lane 1, lane 5. It does not look like there's a swimmer right now in lane 2. Nope, that's correct. Only 4 swimmers in this matchup. Wildcats 1, 3, 5. And then our sole Eastview swimmers in lane 4. So back down there coming here, lane 3, as the third swimmer starts his second lap. Then not far behind, maybe 20 feet behind, lane 4. Final swimmers are getting ready to jump now. Lane 3 jumps first. Stays underwater almost half that pool length. Pulls ahead even a little bit farther over that 4th place finish. Eagan teammates cheering on their swimmer as he makes his turn down the far side. Now halfway down the pool. Has one more lap to do to finish up this event this evening. Once again, I might have misspoke. These are our third swimmers of 4. Might have miscounted the number of laps. Crowd's going loud right now. They're dead even now. Lane 3, lane 4, lane 3 at a tough turn on the far side. Let's see who jumps first. It is even right now between lanes 3 and 4. They're going to have to go down and back twice. Let's see who will get this victory. Eagan, lane 3, Eastview, lane 4, tied at the turn. Come up at the water at the same time. Looking to see who's going to touch this board. We do have still one more lap. Right now, it says currently lane 3 leading by roughly 0.4 of a second on that lap. Lane 3 does the turn first, maybe a half a second difference. And a strong turn for lane 3. It looks like he might be able to wrap up this victory for the Eagan Wildcats for this final event of this evening. He does touch the board first. They did not get a time, unfortunately. The board did not read a time. Lane 4 did get a 3:40.46. So they're going to have to do the stopwatch for the official time there. But lane 1 finished third at a 3:52.05. Lane 5 finished 4th at a 3:57.89. So Eagan getting the victory on that final event of this evening. They're going to calculate a couple final scores. We'll just hang out here and wait to hear the final score for the Eagan Wildcats versus the Eastview Lightning, second match of the season on December 12th, 2025. Stay tuned to hear the final score. Thank you very much for watching Eagan TV.